First of all, I'm Blake Hadley. I'm one of the partners and founder of My Social Practice, one of the founders of My Social Practice. I love what I do. I love social media, and I love Instagram. So this is a great topic for me to talk on. So I'm going to talk about effective Instagram marketing for dental practices. We are huge Seth Godin fans at My Social Practice. If you don't know who he is, he's a marketing thought leader. He said, marketing is no longer about the stuff that you make, but about the stories you tell. And Instagram is, in my opinion, one of the most powerful storytelling platforms of all social media right now. And you can tell your story through Instagram better than a lot of other tools right now. Some statistics on Instagram, they've just passed 1 billion monthly active users. They've just passed 500 million daily stories that are active, always at a time, which is crazy. They're the fastest growing social network right now. So Facebook is still the leader. At 69% of adults say that they use Facebook, but right underneath Facebook is Instagram at 37%. And you'll see from 2016 to 2019, it has grown faster than Facebook has grown. Facebook is growing a little bit, but it's leveling out a little bit, but Instagram is just taking off. Also, the study has been done about engagement on social media. This one was done by Rival IQ just recently. And Instagram gets more engagement than all the other platforms right now, meaning people comment, like, share. They interact with the post more than on the other tools right now. All right, so I want us to talk first about your followers. This is what we get all of the time. This is probably the most asked question at My Social Practice. I need more followers. How do I get more followers? Okay? So I want to talk about that. And I want you to rethink this question, okay? Because I think that's the initial reaction is, I just need more followers, I need more followers, right? I want you to think more about the strategy that we've talked about, what Jack has talked about with Steve. I want you to start with your strategy. What's your purpose? Who are you trying to reach and build relationships with? And why? Why are you trying to do that? Okay? So first I want to talk about your current patients, which I think are the most important people to first get followers from. I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks of how to get followers from your current patients. So first, is Astor Family Dental here somewhere? There they are, over here. Okay. So I went through everybody's Facebook, Instagram pages, and I got a lot of examples of great things that you guys are doing, okay? So I want to show some of those. You guys do a great job at running a little giveaway in your office, right? I don't know if it's every month or how often you do it, but one of the ways to enter the giveaway is to follow you on Instagram or like you on Facebook, right? So it starts a great conversation right in the office, and you say, hey, for a bonus entry, you please follow us or follow us on Instagram or like us on Facebook, okay? And they can do it right then and there. That's a great strategy. We'll talk about giveaways and stuff a little bit more later too. Let's see here. There we go. Name tags. This is something that recently Instagram released, I think just the end of last year. If you go to the hamburger on the top right of your Instagram page, you'll see something called name tag. This will bring you to a screen here that has your username on it. And if you scroll down to the bottom of the screen, it says scan a name tag. Okay? And what you can do is do that process, and if you scan something like this, it will take your patients directly to your Instagram page to either follow your page or view it. They can do one or the other. So I would encourage you to take a screenshot of that page, of your name tag, and put it up in your office somewhere. You can put it on table tents with some simple instructions, the 3 steps of how to get to that place, and you can get followers right then and there. It's kind of like a QR code sort of mentality, but it goes right to your Instagram page. And then a third strategy is to talk about it. We hear all the time, and we understand that it's hard to get your teammates to talk about social media. You guys have a lot to do. But one thing that we have found is when a practice sets goals around how many followers they want to get in their practice, then maybe your team members are more likely to talk about it on their social media. And it's okay to tell your patients, hey, we're trying to hit this many followers this year. Could you help us out? I know Steve Anderson talks about this a lot. If you ask someone, hey, are you willing to help us out? Could you help us out? 95% of the time, people will say, yeah, I can help you out, and they'll follow your page. patients are willing to do things if you just ask them nicely if they'll do it. It's a lot of times. So just remember to bring up the conversation. Okay, the next group of people to get followers from are potential patients, right? So first, I want to talk about hashtags and using local hashtags. So if you go to your Instagram page and you go to the search icon at the bottom, it will bring you to your Explore page, is what it's called. And if you go to the top in the search bar and you type in the name of your city, so I put in Lehi, Utah, which is where we're at now, and you go to tags, right there, it will show all the top tags in that area, in your city. So you'll see here, the top one is actually, it's hashtag Lehi, Utah. So if you click on that, it will say there's 13.7 thousand posts where people have included that hashtag in their post. And Instagram just recently has allowed you to follow a hashtag. So if there's something you're interested in that people are posting about, you can follow that hashtag, and those posts will show up in your feed. And so a lot of people are doing this right now. On this page, it will also show you the top posts with that hashtag and the most recent posts with that hashtag. And then it will tell you related tags. So you can take all of these, you can get it, find one tag, click on another one that's related. So I clicked on Utah Valley, which is another really popular one, 88.1 thousand posts from Utah Valley. You can click onto another one, there's Utah County and related. So get all these hashtags together that you think are the most popular hashtags in your community, put them in like notes on your phone, and then every time you do a post, as the very first comment on that post, paste in all those hashtags into your first comment. I think Instagram lets you put up to 30 into there, okay? And so anybody that follows those hashtags in your community will see those posts that will come in their feed. Now, not only does it do that, but on that Explore page that I was just talking about, the more you use local hashtags, you'll start showing up on that Explore page for people that use other hashtags that are related to your hashtags. So that's one way to reach out, and Explore page is getting more and more popular right now. So that's the importance of hashtags right now. Second, personally connect with people. Some of you might know who Gary Vee is. He's someone that I follow, great marketing mind. Here he explains how he grew his following.
The reason we're sitting here today is I decided from 2007 to 2011 to spend 4 to 8 hours a day replying to people on Twitter that weren't even talking to me. You could type in the name of that town and then go in Instagram and then go to places, click it, and see every photo that's been posted in your town, in that town. Okay. You can then go look at the photo. Could be her at a Goodwill saying, huge score. You could reply and say, good 7 to 150 on a fucking stapler. Go, girl. Right. Now all of a sudden, she's just a normal human. She only gets 6 comments to begin with. She's like, who's this man? She clicks. She goes, your bio is I sell homes. She's like, cool, nice guy, I hope he's not weird. And she's out. Right. But the 97th person that does that goes, he seems nice, goes in the funnel, you put out a good piece of content, like, I'm gonna DM him, I'm thinking about selling my home. What people don't understand is how much work I put to even begin the process of being who I am today.
All right. So it took him a lot of work. What do you say, 4 to 6 hours a day doing that, connecting with people in his community? It's a lot of work, right? But you could do it. The tools are available to you if you want to do it. I want to recommend that you use the colorful language that he does in your comment, but you can reach out to people. So I did the same thing. I searched Lehi, Utah just the other day. I went to the most recent post of Lehi, Utah, and these 2 posts show up. A guy with a pet snake on a leash, and looked like a couple at maybe going out to dinner for their anniversary or something, right? So what are a couple comments you could maybe put on this that's not creepy or weird, but something that you could reach out to them and connect with them, right? You could talk about a snake, talk about maybe you like that restaurant as well, and they could respond to you and you could start a conversation. And they'll click on your profile and say, oh wow, they have a lot of really cool content. It looks like they're doing some really neat things. They could follow you. And they'll think about you when the time comes that they're looking for a dentist, right? So that's a great way to do it. Third, promote other businesses. Slave Lake Dental, one of our clients, does an amazing job. They go to other businesses and they post local businesses, places they go to lunch, places they get their coffee, and they'll tag those businesses. You can also do this on stories. One way you could do it, if you've heard of Follow Friday, it's basically you recommending to other people the accounts that you like to follow. So you could take just a screenshot of their Instagram page, like a local restaurant or business that you like to go to. Take a screenshot, put it up on your story, say #FollowFriday, tag the location of their account, and say our team loves to go to lunch at Burgers Plus. Now, usually what happens, if they're savvy on social media, is they'll share that on their account too. They'll put that on their story quickly, and they'll maybe say something even about you. Hey, we love when this dental practice comes into our office, okay? So talk about other businesses, and they'll talk about you. You'll reach new people. And last, do giveaways. And I'm going to talk, I have a whole presentation about giveaways this afternoon, so I'm not going to dive into that, but it's a great way to get new followers. Okay, one other way that you can get more followers is reach out to the people in the dental world. Now, this is a whole different strategy, and it's not for everybody. Okay, so one thing that happens a lot is I feel like, you think who are the dentists that are really killing it on social media right now? And the first thing everybody thinks about is who has the most followers, right? Who has these huge numbers? I mean, Dr. Brian Harris, that was just up here, he has 332,000 followers. You have Dr. Yazdan in California, 144,000 followers. Dr. Paresh Shah has 15.8 thousand followers. And the thought is like, oh, these guys must be doing amazing in social media. Yeah, they're doing a great job, but they have a completely different strategy than what you might have in your practice in your local community. So that doesn't mean that they're just killing it in their local community in social media. They're trying to be thought leaders in social media. They're trying to be influencers in the dental world. Okay? That's a different strategy than what you're trying to do. And they're doing a great job at it. If you're going to do this, I would have you consider doing a personal brand. Create another account, link to it in your bio to your personal brand, and do some of this, okay? You'll see they post dental hashtags. Now, who is ever in your community going to follow the hashtag dental crown, right? Nobody is ever going to follow that. But another dentist or dental professional might follow that hashtag, right? So obviously, they're going to use a whole bunch of hashtags that are appealing to dentists that they might search. And then post a lot of clinical work. Dentists are actually posting clinical work and getting input from other dentists on things that they're doing so they can talk about these things, okay? That's how they get more dental followers. So this is a strategy if you want to try it. It's a whole different way of doing things, but you can obviously get more followers. Oh, last thing, post humor and clout, right? Things that only dentists will understand. Oh, you're hanging out with other dentists. Oh, you went to this cool show. Oh, you did all these things. Dentists might relate to that, but other people might not, okay? All right, and then the last category of who you can get followers from is the world, right? Anybody. You can actually buy followers, and I don't know if you knew that. You could find accounts online. You can buy your followers and get that. You can get that many followers. I don't recommend you do this. This serves no purpose. It doesn't help you at all, okay? You can focus on your clout, the nice cars you drive and things. You might get people just interested in your life because you're a dentist. Or you can just be super, super unique. This is a dentist I found the other day. It's on our Facebook page that just dances, and he's really funny. Hey! Oh, no! Anyway. I got a disease walking around through your neighborhood, spreading all my... Anyway, so he dances, and people love him, and he has followers from teenagers to every in the world that just like what he does, okay? So that's a whole different strategy as well. It may not get you new patients, but you'll maybe get famous on Instagram. All right, so next, let's talk about engagement. This is the quality. This is the quality over the quantity, and I want you to focus on the quality of your followers, not the quantity of your followers. How do I get more engagement? Let's first talk about photos. A recent study was done by Sprout Social. It was a global study, and they found that you need to post at the right time. And the best time they found was Wednesdays and Fridays at, I think it was between 9 and 11 o'clock. Take that for what it's worth. That's what they found. Then they actually did a study in the healthcare industry, and they found on Tuesday from, it looks like 8 to 11 was the best time to post, okay? Just something to think about. But you can actually, if you have a business account on Instagram, you can go into your insights, and you can see when your followers are on Instagram, and you can see what times they're on Instagram, what days and what times. So that's probably more important than maybe those other statistics as well. Okay, post photos with faces. 1.1 million Instagram posts analyzed, and pictures with human faces are 38% more likely to receive likes and 32% more likely to receive comments. Berrien Dental, I believe you're here somewhere, maybe. There you are. You guys do a great job at posting photos with faces. And people like that more. They'll engage more. Carousel ads, multiple photos in one, perform better than just images. 2.2% more interaction than images, as studies have shown. These are those multiple photos where you can scroll through. And why is that? Because people interact with it. They touch the screen, they move the screen to the next thing, and that's an interaction. And the Instagram algorithm loves when people interact with your photos. It means that people are interested in what you're posting, and they'll see more of your posts in the future if they show interest, if they interact, if they touch the screen and do something, right? And then next, be consistent. American Pediatric Dental Group, I believe, is here as well. You guys are great at being consistent. You post, you just post all the time, which is great, and that's great for the Instagram algorithm as well. Sometimes it might not feel like you're posting all the time, and it's like, oh, what's going on? But it is, Instagram really likes when you're consistent. They like when you post on there. All right, video. That same study that was done about the carousel shows that video performs even better than photos and carousel posts. It was 18.6% more interaction than carousel and 21.2% more interaction than just posting images. And why is that? Instagram loves video right now. People spend more time when they're watching a video, right? It means you're sitting there, you're watching a video. Instagram tracks that you're doing that. It shows that you're interested in that type of content, right? And it keeps you on Instagram longer, which what does that mean for Instagram? They make more money, right? More ads they can show you. They make more money. So that's why video is so important right now. I'd encourage you to promote your videos. Instagram lets you to promote your videos just like you can boost content on Facebook. Because video content's great, that's the type of content that I'd encourage you to promote. IGTV is something new that Instagram has come out with. Dr. Kate Gross posts just real
Hey everybody, it's
content
Dr. Kate again,
where she talks to her
coming
patients.
to you today.
This one, she's actually talking to dental students, talking about just things that are happening in the dental industry, things that are hard to overcome. Instagram IGTV lets you post 15 minutes to 1 hour of content on there. Depending on I think it's 15 minutes on mobile if you upload it from mobile, and an hour if you upload it from the desktop. And something for you to search and think about, if you go to Facebook Creators Studio or search it, there's actually a platform where you can upload Instagram video from the desktop, and you can actually post from the desktop. You can schedule Instagram posts from the desktop. A lot of people don't know about it, but it's something you might want to check out. Stories. Okay, this is my last thing, and I really want to focus on right now. Chris Cox, the chief product officer at Facebook, said this: "The story format will surpass the feed in 2019 and become the main format of content creation and communication within social media." Okay, and it has. It's done that. It is up when it's launched in 2016. Snapchat started the stories thing first. It's way surpassed Snapchat, and now it's at 500 million users, as I talked about. It's just skyrocketed. And why is that? There's a few reasons. It's a vertical format, and how do people hold their phones? They don't turn it very often. It's a vertical format, and it fills your entire screen very, very quickly, right? People like that. It's more real. People feel more of a connection to these real stories. It's fleeting. It disappears within 24 hours. 70% of people watch it with the sound on, where people on the news feed, they'll just scroll. A lot of people won't even turn the sound on, but people watch the stories with the sound on. And then there's more creation tools. Frankly, it's more fun. It's a fun platform to create content. So if you don't know what Stories is, it's at the top of your feed here. You just click on them. There's 7-second little content, whether it's a video or a photo that shows up one after another. You click on the camera icon to get to your stories, to create them. Studies show that you should only post 1 to 7 at a time within 24 hours. They've shown that after 7, people usually skip to the next story. So they'll click on your thing about 7 times, and they'll skip to the next one. So that's kind of something to think about. Focus on video in your stories. Use stickers for engagement, like I mentioned. If you get people to touch the screen and interact with the story, Instagram's going to show that person more of your content in the future. So I would encourage you to go to the Create an Instagram Story booth, and they'll teach you how to use all of these different stickers, polls, questions, and all these different things, and some strategies on how to use that as well. One little tip, if you post something on your newsfeed, also post it on your story. What you do is at the bottom of it, you just click that little airplane. You say add post to your story. It will put it in like this. Go to the sticker at the very top and put in a little GIF that says new post on top of it. And you could even kind of cover some of the content up so they're like curious what this post is all about, what's the caption about. And then when they click on that, it will take them to your newsfeed, so they can interact with your newsfeed that you did. So it's a good way because people are starting to skip even scrolling through a newsfeed. They're just going straight to their stories. So if you can get them to see it in the story, they can go to your newsfeed. I want you to think of, last thing is the highlights. I went through a lot of your Instagram accounts, probably about 30-40% of you are actually using highlights. What I want you to think of is this is like a glorified nav bar on your website, but it's interactive. It's like an interactive nav bar, where if you can take all of the stories that you've created and categorize them into a bunch of different categories, just like you do a nav bar. And then when people click on it, they'll see something like this. So if they click on, for example, about your team, this practice has categorized all these story posts into that highlight on their Instagram post and on their Instagram page. And if you think about this as you watch this, like, how quickly can you understand what type of practice they are? Talking about your culture, I mean, they're smiling in every picture. It seems like they love what they do. You get a really good feel really quickly of who they are, rather than going to a nav bar on a website and reading a bunch of content about what they do, right? This is who they are. Last quote, advertisers must rethink their message not as a headline, body text, and link, but as a background, overlays, and a feeling that lingers even if viewers don't click through. This is what social media is. Someone will follow you, they'll see your stories, they'll probably click through, see them multiple times, but every time they see something, it's going to be a lingering feeling about who you are, and then when the time comes that they need to get a dental practice, they'll think about all those times that they saw your content and know who to call. If you have any questions, I'd love to talk about it. My email is blake@mysocialpractice. Thank you.